Good Monday evening, everyone. It's the 8th day of May 2023, and this is Weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you had a good weekend. I ran the half marathon over in Canton, the Canton Hall of Fame marathon weekend. Was a success, at least in terms of my time. I unfortunately did get a little bit wet last couple of hours of that race on Sunday morning. We had some wet weather that pushed through a lot of eastern Ohio during the midday hours, but then it was a largely dry and pretty nice Sunday afternoon, and Saturday, Sunday, and today, all above the average. High temperatures between 70 and 75 over the last 3 days. This has been a nice change of pace, of course, compared to where we have been. It was early last week that we had highs in the mid-40s, and we had 2 straight weeks of cooler than average temperatures, so it's nice to break that streak. Our streak of warmth will continue during midweek, and we'll have more sunshine than we had today. It turned out to be a pretty nice afternoon today, but of course it was a pretty cloudy morning in a lot of spots before the sky brightened this afternoon. It'll be bright and sunny for our Tuesday afternoon. Quick radar snapshot as of 7:12. Now, a fair amount of this is not quite reaching the ground, but there could be a sprinkle just before sunset this evening. No big deal. The better chance for legitimate showers will come later this evening and into the overnight. We're going to miss out on severe weather. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the lower Ohio Valley. Guess I wouldn't be surprised if a new watch was issued at some point a little farther to the north and east. The Storm Prediction Center does have southwest Ohio, southern Indiana, northern Kentucky outlined in the level 2, slight risk of severe weather. That's, of course, a 1 to 5 scale. Slight risk, level 2. And so we'll be keeping an eye on the radar for our friends in Cincinnati and Dayton, Louisville, Evansville, Indianapolis as well. Back here at home, though, scattering of showers. The timing on this is pretty good in that most of us will miss out on this, and it'll rain a little bit in some places during the middle of the night tonight when most of us are asleep. And as we go out the door on Tuesday morning, maybe a renegade shower still out there, especially down towards East Liverpool, but for the most part, it'll be drying out as we head out the door. And what an afternoon we have coming up for our Tuesday. Bright and sunny, and actually that trend will continue into Wednesday. Crystal clear Tuesday night, and it'll be not a cloud in the sky kind of a day on Wednesday, just a textbook, perfect Chamber of Commerce spring day in Northeast Ohio and Western PA, as nice as it can be at this time of the year, unless you want it to be really hot. But hey, mid-70s and sunshine, I'll take that anytime in mid-May, and we'll keep it going right into Thursday before some changes at the end of the week. Now, if you have outdoor plans this weekend, or whether you're just doing anything with mom, including making her breakfast in bed outside, it'll be maybe a little bit unsettled both days this weekend. Now, neither day to me looks like a washout at this point, but we're going to carry that chance for a scattering of showers in our weekend forecast for Saturday and for Sunday. We'll, of course, fine-tune this and go into better detail as we get closer to the weekend. But right now, it looks like there's enough of a frontal boundary nearby both days that we have to allow for at least a little bit of wet weather. What about temperatures over the next 10 days? Now, we're going to peak Thursday and Friday, pardon me, with highs in the upper 70s. That's about 10 degrees above the average. And while the weekend could be unsettled, it'll still be on the mild side of average, it looks like, this weekend, with highs once again in the 70s. Now, 10 days from now, our 30-year average climbs to 72, and so a cool day 10 days from now is technically about 70 or 71 degrees. Of course, the averages keep on rising pretty quickly at this time of the year. So that being said, it'll be a pretty seasonable start to next week, it looks like, with highs not far from the 70 to 72 degree mark. I do think that we are done with any sort of abnormal cold for the foreseeable future. As I mentioned last week, we're done with snow. We're done with frost threats. It'll be chilly tomorrow night. Some of the coldest nooks tomorrow night, maybe around 39, 38 maybe at worst. But that's probably not going to be cold enough for any frost concerns. So I think we're done with any cold weather concerns for the season. But are we going to see middle and upper 80s and pool weather coming anytime real soon? It doesn't look that way in the next 10 to 14 days. That may change at the end of May, towards Memorial Day. But for the next 10 to 14 days, some pretty comfortable weather, and actually good weather for our heating and cooling bills, because we won't be cranking the air conditioning. We also won't be running overtime on the furnaces, it looks like, for most of us anyway, over the next couple of weeks. All right, short and sweet on Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Coming up during midweek, we'll take further looks into that weekend forecast. We'll start talking more about the longer range as well, and that means, of course, the tail end of May and into the summer season. So I hope you'll tune in on Weather for Weather Geeks during the rest of this week. Thank you for watching on this Monday evening.